One day, well, not one day, we had a cow that had a real medical problem. It had a prolapsed rectum, which means that its rectum was hanging out most all the time. We'd stuff it back in and we'd take two sticks, put it in the back there, and then stitch them up and try to hold together enough to keep that rectum from hanging out. Because if you don't, rectum heck, it killed her. It would anyway. Anyway, um, he dad finally decided, this cow just isn't going to make it. It's just a problem all the time. We've got to sell it. We felt bad about it. I can't remember what her name was, whether it was Black Dog or Sleazy or White Liver. No, it wasn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Its name doesn't matter. It's probably better not to have a name at this point. Anyway, we put her in the trailer and we hooked her onto the truck or whatever it was we had there. I suppose it was a truck. And we hauled her over to the Preston auction where we were going to dispose of her. Now, usually a cow like that we would sell and it would go to the mink farmers for mink feed. They just grind it up, bones and all, and feed it to the mink. When we got there, Dad said to us, okay, I'm going to go in and make the arrangements. And when I get through, I'll come out and we'll get the cow and put it in there. Well, Dave and I were old enough to be just a little embarrassed about this situation because we could just see the cow going through the auction and have the rectum fall out, hang there. Everybody would laugh and titter, and poor old Dad would be standing there with it. And anyway, we were thinking, and as we always did, and we were right by a hydrant with a hose in it. So we thought, you know what? If we put some water in its rectum, it'll be heavy enough to hold it in. Well, that made sense to us. So we took that hose, rammed it in there, and filled it up with water. It took quite a while to fill it up. And when we got through, it wasn't long before Dad came and he let the cow out of the trailer and down the chute into the corral and on into the barn. She didn't look like she was doing too well. She kind of waddled as she walked and wasn't real normal. But she went into the auction and we stayed out. We didn't want to go in too bad. And anyway, when he came out, he had a check in his pocket. He said, my word, he said that cow didn't have one problem. And it was sold per pound, and it weighed a lot more than I thought it would weigh. And then we went, oh my gosh. We didn't dare say a word. It wasn't for a while after that we admitted to him that we had filled her up with water. And that's why he made so much money on that cow. We're ashamed. I promise you we are, but we just were innocent boys.